Good morning. Well, I think what I'm going to do today is clean out my sewing machine because it's not running right. It's sort of wonky, and short of changing the thread out, which I did top and bottom, I think it's probably been 6 months since I cleaned it, so let's give it a whirl. If this works out successfully, then I'll air this segment. Okay, here we go. So I've got the table off of it. Have some vitamin C water here. And turn it off and take off the power cord so we don't have an accidental something. Anna. Now let's see. These are the tools that I keep handy. It's a basic cleaning kit. I think these, I'm not sure where they came from. I have a tweezers. I have my forceps. I have this zip tie that I use for cleaning out little areas. And then the little screwdrivers. You take good care of that. Now let's see, I'm going to use my washcloth to just sort of get the dust off of this stuff. And a screwdriver to undo the, let's see, does this plate come off first? Yes, there we go. Gently. Okay. I think I'm going to go get my little vacuum. So we're going to try this little desk vacuum of my husband's. Oh, yeah. Let's take the bobbin out. Just gently. Yes, I think that's going to be an important part of the deal here. Now, let's see. We'll take this plate off. Yeah, I'm supposed to have that other screwdriver that's short. I wonder where I put that. It's not in the bag of tools. Okay, back. Got their key. That's hard to maneuver. Let's take that off too. That sure is hard to get out. Okay, so I've got the screws out. Now let's lift this up gently. If I remember correctly, there's a little trick to it. Like putting up the presser foot, maybe that would do it. And this little ear here is what keeps it there. You see, it's very delicate. You need to keep it very careful. Now we can vacuum inside there. Can you see all the dirt in there? Let me open this up a little higher for you. How about there? Can you see that now? Pretty dirty. Let's run that little vacuum on it. Well, that got a lot of it, but I think we'll need to do some more handwork. So I'm thinking I'll use the tweezers and we'll just get that big fluff ball out of there. There we go. Lots of delicate things in here. I can only say to be very, very careful. But look at these big hunks. Yeah, I'd say it was time to clean this little guy. And my thread cutter was all jammed up too. Let's try one of these little delicate brushes. I'm going to try to vacuum a little more. Oh. Perfect. There's quite a bit. Where's that little brush? This guy. There's quite a bit down inside here. Oh my. I could make a sweater out of that. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Crusted in there. Yeah. It sure helps having this lamp with the arm on it that I can move around. Oh my. Oh, that part stays there. This is the race, I think, or the race collar. I don't remember what you call it. But get a load of this. How embarrassing, huh? No wonder anything worked. Let's see now. Oh, and I should put a disclaimer in that according to my owner's manual, I'm not supposed to do this. I'm supposed to send it out to get done. Where's that little skinny brush? Here it is. Now I see some right there. Let's try this one more time. A little bit stronger brush, maybe. This is my thread cutting apparatus. Okay. Let's try turning it around this way and see what we can see on this direction. Oh yeah, there's some more dirt in there. We'll see if it'll get it from this direction. A little tiny bit, but not much. Well, that made a big difference. Wow. You know, I don't use this port for my embroidery portion very often, so I want to make sure I keep that clean. When I do want to use it, I'd like it to work. I think that's a piece of fabric in there. Look at there. Little tiny piece of fabric. One more time. Here we go. Can't quite see it, but I'm being real gentle. I don't want to bend anything or mess with anything that might be an electronic connection. But I think in order to do this, make sure you got your magnifiers. You got a super light that you can adjust, and it helps to have this be a magnifying one. My goodness, look at all the dirt in that thing. Gotta take good care of our baby. Let's see, last time I cleaned it, I took this guy off here. I guess I could do that. Always makes me a little nervous, you know? Because this whole front assembly is only held on with this one little nut. Screw. I want to be very gentle with it. And it has a washer on it that we want to make sure and keep. 2 washers. One's a tension washer and one's a flat washer. See, so it has a little tiny washer that's flat, and then there's sort of a twisty one that creates just a little bit of tension next to the nut screw. Okay, so here we go gently. Okay. Now that's not too dirty in there. I like to be very careful with that. I don't want to pick on it. I just want to broom it. Gently. And this is oily up here, so I'm not going to touch that at all. And here's the electronics. Yeah, we don't want to mess with that. I think it's about as much as I can do. See, there's another screw right here, but you know, I'm not messing with that. Let's put the cover back on it. See, there's no dirt in there at all. I'm going to gently put this on right the way it was. Yep, that's the way it looked. Okay. Making sure that both little washers are on there. Is it this one we used? No, we used a bigger one. My, that's awkward. I wonder if it's too big for this one. Yep. Okay, we'll have to do this real slow. Because I want to support the little housing here. Not too tight. Yes? Yes. Okay. Now then, let's see, what goes next? The race? If I remember how to get that on there. Some more dirt. You see how flimsy this is? This is very delicate here, and it's only held on by little pieces of plastic. So, now if you're going to do this, be very, very gentle. And I think I'm ready to close it up. Okay, so this is the race housing. I guess I could get the manual and tell you the exact words, but that's what it is. It houses the thing that goes around in a circle. The bobbin. And it has a little fluffy there to do something. Maybe it's a little bumper to keep it from bouncing around. But here's this green dot on the front. And that has some bearing on where it goes, I think. Let me switch over to this. It's a little more light and better magnification. X. There's an X marked on there. And there's no coordinate. Oh, is that an X? No, that's an electronics. Well, I guess I'll get the manual to figure out what the X means, because I should have looked and saw how that was. But I have to think that it goes like that. No. Because it only goes a certain way. See, there's a little arrow. Is there any other little arrows? See, that little arrow's not going to go over there. It's got to be right here. Oh, there's some more fuzz. There. Oh, see? There's a little dot. Let me point it out. Can you see? There's a little dot right here. And that's where that little arrow is supposed to point at. I don't suppose you can see, but get your manual, look it over. If you're going to do this, read the whole manual. I mean every page. Then go back and read the part on how to open this up and look at the bobbin. And then decide whether you're ready to do it. That'd be my best bet. I did a lot of engine repair with my dad. So I feel sort of confident this kind of stuff. All right, next, I think we better put the metal plate on. See, make sure that's nice and clean. Using a soft cloth. That looks good. Okay, so this gently goes. Is that the way it goes? Nope, goes this way. Stick that under there. And it's a little wobbly, so you want to make sure you use both of the screws, replacing them gently. Because this one metal plate provides the stability for, you know, it looks like there should be another metal screw right there. But we only took 2 out, so we can only put 2 back. Gently, not too much. Not too much. See, that's nice and stable, no wiggle, no wobble. Let's keep that with the tools. Okay, now to put back this one. This is sure a little flimsy thing. Be careful with it. So you just lay it down so that it's flat, and you see these two little, there's uppers and lowers that it has to slide between. Bingo! Now let's put some thread in there. And put the cover on it. Okay, put the foot back on. Where's that thing? There we go. Now let's put the needle back in. Wait a minute, that's a jersey needle. You know, that might have been part of the problem, but I'm sure it was this dirt. I'm gonna find my non-jersey needles, because last night I decided to make a dress for my granddaughters for her birthday, and they brought me some knit fabric with, oh, it's a character from a Disney movie, Frozen, that girl. And so I made her a short-sleeved, long A-line dress. Very, very, very simple. I didn't even hook up the serger. I just used an overcast type of a stitch on this. And since it's such a tight knit, I don't think it's gonna fray. It's probably some kind of an acrylic or polyester. And zippity-doo, I already have that labeled and wrapped up, so I don't have it to show you. But it was super dyno-wop and simple. And I had to find a knit needle so it wouldn't snag up the knit, you know. So that's all for cleaning. I want to put this together and have you see it run. So why don't we just go ahead and use this needle for now, and I'll put on a different one when we get done. Okay. Come a little closer, said the spider to the fly. Just like that. I sure love this machine that has that self-threading feature. Come on, bring up the thread. Oh, it did. I just didn't see it. Let's do a line of stitching and see what happens. Where's that piece here it is. Ready? Beautiful. Right along that little line. You can't even see it. No puckering. Woohoo! Yay! Okay, and here's our dirt pile. Plus some more. All right, well, thank you for watching. Hope this helps. If you want to tackle it, be sure to read the book. If it says don't do it, don't do it. Of course I did, but you know, don't do that. And on oiling, that's another baby altogether. My machine says do not oil. And there was plenty of oil in there. So maybe, you know, my old-fashioned machines, you know, you'd oil them every month. But anyway, that's all for today. Hope you had some fun. And it does behoove you to clean out as best you can, you know. And these little tools, some of these came in a kit from Fast Quarter Shop with one of their boxes. This is the key that you have to get the screws out of it. And that comes with your machine. So, okay, bye.